Corporation NGO Forum for Public Health for the keynote speech. Toriqul bhai.
Good morning, and thank you, Labib bhai, for the nice introduction. We NGO Forum basically work with water sanitation hygiene in Bangladesh last couple of years. You can see it's almost 4 decades. We have been working with wash sectors in collaboration with different development donors. And as part of the implementation, currently we have been implementing project taking support from the BORDA. So today we are planning to discuss regarding the innovations, sanitations, waste management solutions for the urban areas. So as we have already few technological options for in terms of the innovative solution, sanitation and waste management, so we are focusing the discussion especially for the approach or the engagement of LGIs and communities. So as we know, most of the cases, the urban challenges in terms of the sanitation and waste management, they're basically the rapid urbanization in the, especially for the small town. It's called, you can say, the unplanned growth and lack of infrastructure, considering the sanitation perspective as well as the waste management. Climate vulnerability, so as we are in the climate risk situation on the overall in Bangladesh, and especially for the small town, we are the extreme climate situations. And solid waste management, you can say, increasing the waste generation due to the urbanization as well as the expansion of the cities and settlements as well. And sanitation in the urban context, like you can say the few slum areas and unplanned communities. So in that area, the limited access to safe sanitation services as well. And finally, we can say the sustainability is a big challenge for the communities to ensure the safe sanitation and waste management services. In terms of, you can say the operation maintenance is a big challenge, and resource mobilization for funding for the carry on to operation maintenance for the long run. And in addition, so social behavioral sense and barrier is a part of the challenge to ensure the sustainability and environmental pollution like the water contamination, ecosystem impact, also hampering the sustainability of which technology we have already established and promoted in the small town areas. A small town, say, we can say that it's a municipal area. So approach, considering these challenges, we have developed a approach which is mostly the scalable solution approach. You can say most of the areas different sanitation as well as the waste management technological options already promoted. So from this, we are planning for the scalable approaches, and why we are focusing on the small town. So you know, the most of around 460 million people living in the cities, and around the 75% of small cities, they have the specific the master plan as well as the sanitation improvement plan, solid waste management plan, and in terms of the wastewater management, so they don't have like this type of solution for the wastewater treatment. And the water supply, obviously, it's a part of the challenges in terms of the small town. So considering this perspective, we are focusing for a scalable solution for the small town areas. So we are trying to try to address or the experiences which we have already in these areas, and through this experiences and challenges, we have developed a scalable solution approach for the urban areas, especially small town areas. So as part of this, like you can say, in terms of the integrated waste water management, solid waste management, and climate governance, these 3 components we are focusing to developing this scalable solution approaches through BORDA and as well as the NGO forum. So basically, we have few challenges, and considering this, we are develop an approach to cope these challenges. Specifically, earlier we have seen the different lot of challenges in terms of the sustainability of sanitation and waste management services, and climate vulnerability, as well as the engagement of the LGN communities. So taking these challenges, we are planning to approach to cope the challenges. So first of all, we are find out basically three approaches is here. One is the operational approach, social and environmental approaches. So operational, it's most of the cases the city authorities, they're not much more aware or much more capacity to carry out the services as well. So as part of the capacity development, we strengthen the waste management knowledges among the city level, city official and authorities, and as well as the establishment of the waste management infrastructure, and enhancing the service delivery mechanism and efficiency in terms of the technology, as well as the engagement of city authorities, and digital monitoring and a smart sanitation solution that could be option for enhancing the operational services of the solid waste and sanitation management service. And social approach, it's obviously community engagement to be needed to ensure any sustainability of the services has already established, or when we are planning for the future any establishment of the sanitation and waste management services. So involving the community engagement, we are very beginning, like the inception to implementation, we are trying to involve the communities in every planning and decision-making part of these systems. And inclusive sanitation for the marginalized group. Most of the small town, you can say few marginalized group is there, so they are always deprived from the services. So considering this, we try to engage the inclusive sanitation for that particular group. Capacity building for the local authority, earlier I said already this. So local government as well as the community people, they need to be develop the capacity building, especially for the sanitation and waste management service. And environmental approach, I think it's a very important part of this for any sanitation and waste management service, consideration of the environmental degradation and as well as the environmental adverse impact through this technology, if not any the adverse impact for environmental perspective. So considering this, we try to address the nature-based solution for the waste management, wastewater management, and obviously circular economy is very part of the important part for the sanitation services, and climate resilient infrastructure in terms of the environmental and climatic perspective as well. So major three approaches we are implementing the small town, particulars for the small town. It's not only the Bangladesh, BORDA can already said, and they have other project in India and Nepal. So similar approach they are implementing the project other two countries as well. So the major key intervention, basically it's the major two parts. One is the capacity building and another is the service delivery part in terms of the technological options. So few technological options so you can say the decentralized fecal sludge management system, as well as the you can say circular economy. It's maybe it's planning for the assessment tools for digitalization of circular economy. This is one kind of intervention, because we are based on the assessment we are planning for, we are developed for the detailed implementation plan. You can say the detailed project report. It includes the planning to the designing phase and capacity building, as well as the implementation, and finally the operational perspective as well. So these are the major key intervention to address the challenges as we have seen earlier. So for example, this is a solution approach for solid waste management. So Initially, we assess the overall situation at that particular areas, like in terms of the not only the sanitation, a full water sanitation and hygiene, and also the fecal sludge management, solid waste management. Then we develop a approach for the solid waste management. It includes basically soft component. On the soft component, this is a combined, you can say, plan, design, and capacity development. And another is the physical component. Is basically the establishment, infrastructure-related services. So this is the basic two component, and sub-component it comprises like the solid waste management, collection, and disposal, as well as the planning, capacity building, follow-up. Its capacity building following by the solid waste management rules, which was approved and published by the Bangladesh government in 2021. And secondly, the infrastructure, it's mostly the equipment, open track, rickshaw, like which services to be needed for the sludge collection, waste collection and treatment as well. And operational monitoring and capacity building system and practice are in place. It's as part of the governance and accountability by the municipality. And finally, the disposal and operation for any waste management as well. So this is approach for the solid waste management, and this is a similar kind of the fecal sludge management. This approach we are implementing the municipalities areas. And earlier I said the environmental and social perspective is a very crucial and very important to address these risks associated with the environment and social perspective. So considering this, when we are implementing or planning any services in terms of the sanitation and solid waste management, or also the fecal sludge management, environmental perspective, we assess the impacts as well as the associated risks and mitigation. So we have found basically four issues is here. One is the improper waste management and pollution. If we not manage the solid waste or fecal sludge properly, so there is a risk to improper like handling, discharge to lead the contamination of the water sources as well as the soil, air, and that is not properly composted can produce the associated risks with the environmental. So mitigation, as a part of the mitigation, implement the rigorous quality control system for the waste management services before using any end product or discharging the effluent water like this. So the risks mitigation plan to be ensured during the implementation. And like the climate resilience intervention, there is risks associated with like the due to climate change, the coastal environmental humidity and the rainfall. Like this type of associated risks will be associated with the solid waste and fecal sludge management as well as the sanitation service. The mitigation, the integration of the climate resilience sanitation technology to be reduces these risks as well. The technology dependency and resource intensive, some advanced technology, it's also incorporated with the environmental and environmental risks as well is here. So invest the low energy efficiency and low maintenance solution to be introduced that would be contribute to the resilience perspective as well as the resource recovery solution for, and also contribute to the sustainability of the services as well. And e-waste and plastic pollution, like the e-waste, if not properly, you can say it's a growing issue to also impacted the climate change and environmental as well. So mitigation encourage to e-waste recycling and ensure the proper disposal channel through and single-use plastic also considered. So this is our like we can find out this four component and we are try to address during our implementation, and we have already incorporated this four aspect in our sanitation and waste management services. This is the social aspect. Social is here the gender inclusion, health risks, and local communities. These four aspects in terms of the social. So social risks associated with, and accordingly we mitigation plan has developed. So this is an innovation solution we have implemented in under the South Asia BORDA project. It's implemented in India, in Ladakh, India. This is a you can say the right side, from my right side. This is the before situation, and after this is the current situation is now. So through biomining process, this solid waste management have been ensured successfully, and it's a process like treating waste, basically biological method. So there is no chemical method for this treatment system, and basically screen out like after the crushing, there are several number of the screening system, 2 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 100 millimeter segregation waste, and then finally reuse or recycling this system as well. So this is the innovation as promoted in the India. And there is another bioreactor treatment system. This is basically humus reactor system, is a nature-based solution with the membrane filtration. So here is a 20 KLD humus reactor system has established in the India, and here almost 60 household in the urban area, especially for you can say it's a densely populated area. They are getting benefits from this treatment system. Here is another system. This you can say sanitation value chain has been introduced. This system, this is a waste management plant which was established in the Mymensingh City Corporation area. This is an following the sanitation value chain. It comprises like the sludge collection from pit or septic tank to transportation, treatment, and finally produce the end product as a co-compost. And this is a mechanism we are following to ensure the safely managed sanitation services in the city area. And this is this is option we already established, and we have few learning challenges in terms of the circular economy as well as the sanitation value chain in the urban areas. And this is the picture in the left side, the before situation of the establishment of this system, and after this system, after the establishment of the centralized waste treatment plant. And we have a case regarding the climate perspective, especially for the this treatment plant. So I can share this. We have conducted a study. How can this system has been contributing to reduce the climate risks, especially for the urban areas. So considering this, we set up as objectives for this study, investigate the impact of air pollution, especially for that particular area, the Mymensingh Shodor, and effect on climate change due to this pollution. This is the objectives of the study. And we to investigate these major sources of the pollution, including the solid waste management or solid waste mismanagement and their contribution to emission of the harmful gases, assess the impact of the water quality, air pollution quality, and on which has been like you can say, it's impacting the climate in that particular area. So. This is the method we followed. Basically, we collected the data from the ground in different open dumping point using the open dumping point, and after the analyze, we comparison between this emission and the Sentinel satellite images. So this is the study area where the fecal sludge management treatment plan already established, and few dumping point out few location is here. And this is the open dumping point and the septic tank close quarter. And we collected the information in terms of the nitrogen concentration. We collected and comparison the concentration in different locations. Basically, we collected information in terms of the nitrogen dioxide and carbon dioxide in open dumping point as well as our treatment plant. So then we can comparison between the emission, how it's been contributing to reducing the climate change. Second is the methane CH4 concentration. We collected in comparison with this information, CH4 concentration in the study area. So this observation is negative impact of uncontrolled burning of waste on local air quality and emphasis on the need to proper waste management, because the most of the landfill, the solid waste are transporting and collecting. After a certain time, we segregated the plastic waste and we burned it. So it's a very bad impacted in the environmental and as well as the air quality. We try to analyze the concentration of this air quality. So major findings we found this study, CH4 was found open dumping point is higher than the and to close septic tank, and continuous release of the methane and burning trash can be lead to change of the temperature and precipitation patterns. So this impacting the climate change as well as the air quality. And extreme weather events as flood, storm, and that particular area, especially for the Moymanshing, there's flash flooding has been happening frequently. There's been impacting of the farmers and other the agricultural field as well. To address this challenge, there is a pressing need to effective strategy, like the sustainable solution for the fecal sludge management and the waste management as well. So this is the key findings from the assessment in terms of the climate impact of from the sanitation and waste management services. And key messages from this, you can say, through these challenges faced already by the South Asian small town, through these services, it has been contributing to achieving the SDG goals, especially for the 6 and 11. And there is a scope to replicate this system in the other area where still not available any solution for the sanitation and waste management services. And as we have the assessment information and the different municipalities area in terms of the water, sanitation, hygiene, wastewater, fecal sludge management. So these findings and could be develop a improvement action plan related to the sanitation services. And forward near the SDG goal by the Bangladesh government also contribute to achieving this SDG goals through partnership between government and private investment in the water sector as well. Operation maintenance is a big challenge, so through these services, community engagement and private sector engagement can play the vital role for the sustainability to the municipality. So this is the key messages, and we have to presentation we have two videos for what we are doing. So we can see the video.
Population density is increasing. The world population is 7.5 billion. The number of people without basic sanitation is 2.4 billion. A lack of sanitation affects everyone and the environment. An additional 2.1 billion people have improved sanitation at home, but it is not safely managed. The global community has made a commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals, clean water and sanitation by 2030, safely managed for all. Sanitation is more than just white porcelain. It is fundamental to our well-being and understanding of a dignified life. It is a human right that forms the basis of sustainability and economic development. But adequate sanitation often remains a far-off reality. BORDA and its partners are working to change this.
The problem we are faced with is counted in billions. Now is the time to really scale solutions which we at BORDA have been developing over the past 40 years and transform urban slums into livable area through the smart application of decentralized bio-based solutions for everyone.
Realizing sanitation for all means reimagining sanitation systems and customizing solutions. This is SludgeGo, a successful small business connecting pits, tanks and treatment. Its tractors and trikes go where big trucks can't, putting every home within reach of an essential sanitation service. BORDA fecal sludge management goes where the sewer doesn't. From 2 systems today to city-wide replication in the coming years. Scaling up in India, BORDA and its partner CDD Society are creating a new kind of public utility. This is what fecal sludge management for 30,000 people looks like. Designed, built and operational in a matter of months, this bio-based treatment system needs no electricity and produces nutrient-rich fertilizer. Low-cost construction, one-person operation, integration with collection and city planning. Through the BORDA Partner Network, 30 similar plants will be built in India by 2019, providing safely managed sanitation for over 1 million people. We collaborate with local partners in 25 countries. Innovating isn't only about technology. It's about generating new approaches that work for local communities and keep working. On-site participative planning with local authorities and residents, disseminating know-how, developing local capacity. That is how we foster the mutual trust and long-term relationships that lead to sustainable, transformative solutions. Achieving sanitation for all means acting internationally, sharing proven approaches, cultivating expert networks, connecting public and private stakeholders, and bridging disciplines.
What we need now is a sanitary revolution to overcome fragmentation of various sectors and silos. The future of sanitation will be the future of water, environment, and health.
The global water sector faces a fundamental transformation. We see ourselves as one of the driving forces of this change. BORDA implements decentralized sustainable technologies and operating models, designs urban sanitation systems integrated with city planning, engages in long-term local capacity building, works hand in hand with local partners to realize SDGs at the municipal level.
NGO Forum for Public Health recognized the need for fecal sludge management in Mymensingh City Corporation, which was grappling with rapid urbanization, thus waste management is of key. Fecal sludge is collected and treated at the fecal sludge treatment plant and solid waste is collected and brought to the fecal sludge treatment plant for segregation, followed by mixing and crushing of solid waste and dried fecal sludge to produce compost. The matured co-compost is then ground, screened, and packaged for storage and selling. This intervention is just in its piloting stage, and even then is earning a profit of $500 every year. The treatment facility has the capacity to produce 84 tons of compost every year.
So thank you from my side. This is the very brief presentation on behalf of NGO Forum and BORDA. So over to Labib bhai for your nice moderation.
Okay, thank you so much, Toriqul bhai, for your nice presentation. At this moment, I will request. Our panelists to join us. I will invite Dr. Mohammad Shoriful Alam Mondal, Team Leader, NGO Forum for Public Health, to take a seat. Next, Safat Ahmed, Environmental Expert, NGO Forum for Public Health. Mohammad Toriqul Islam, Head of Operation, NGO Forum for Public Health. Dr. Ahasan, NGO Forum for Public Health, Head of M&E and Research. So at this moment, we'll not take much time because we are already 10 to 15 minutes from our time because we started late, 10 minutes for the snacks break. So I will request Mr. Safat, who is the environmental expert from NGO Forum for Public Health. I will ask you a question to start the session. So my question will be, how would you assess the current solid waste and sanitation practices in municipalities across Bangladesh and South Asia? And what are the key challenges and opportunities that you see as an environmental expert working in this sector?
Okay, thank you, Labib bhai, for the question. So the current scenario, actually, if I see from my perspective in solid waste management and sanitation's perspective in Bangladesh and in South Asia, the scenario is actually not much good compared to the urban areas. Like municipality is facing a lot of challenges and much backdated compared to the what we see how it's practiced in urban areas. Like thus, if I say about the solid waste management practice, then it starts from the household level. And in urban areas, if I want to ask a question to the audience, that how much of us practiced segregation of solid waste at household levels? Like, do we have segregated waste bins in our households? Can we see from the audience, do we have segregated like organic and inorganic, two segregated waste bins at household levels? Do we have it? Okay, like so. So the segregation, actually, the waste management practice starts from the household level, which is actually not practiced in urban areas. So, and this actually affects the whole supply chain. The whole system is affected if we don't practice it from the beginning stage. Then how can we expect that it will go through the whole process in a safely managed way? So this actually hampers the whole system of the solid waste management process. Okay, and also if we see about how waste is being collected and transported to the landfill sites, so we see that we have trucks that are actually transporting the solid waste which are not covered. So when we are traveling on the road, it can happen that due to air waste from the open truck is blown away and squashed into our mouth or face. So it can happen, right? So this is actually the scenario, and okay.
Thank you so much, Bhai. I will now request Dr. Ahasan to go with the next question. From your experience, Dr. Ahasan, what are the innovative technologies do you see being implemented in the waste management and sanitation sector in Bangladesh, and how stakeholder partnership is improving the system throughout the country?
Thank you. Actually, today's the topic is very much relevant to the target the SDG goal. So if you see what the achievement in the SDGs, so it's like very like this, not the up to the mark. Because of already the presenter, he mentioned rightly that he mentioned three approaches: operational, then environmental, and the social. So operational and environmental, the approach is mainly controlled by the implementer or some other the stakeholder. But challenge is to the social aspect, because of my previous you already mentioned the behavioral. That means if we not concerned, not aware at the collection, so that's the starting point. So the behavioral issues. Apart of the behavioral issue, it's the second stage the stakeholder. So who are engaged with the system. So actually, how we can ensure that the participation within a system that should be sustained, and it should be either it's the business viable or it's any other actors that could sustain. So there might have some attention we need to draw. That's I think so.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hassan. Now I will go to Dr. Shoriful Alam Mondal. Sir, what do you think? What are some successful waste management practices that can be effectively replicate in the urban settings?
Oh, thank you so much. Successful cases. Actually, it depends. It depends. The successfulness has many dimensions. For a small city, which seemed to be sustainable or successful for them, may not be successful for others. Same goes for a large city. If something is successful for them, that may not be successful for others, or may not be replicable for others. I never feel or don't feel that something can be replicated directly or with slight modification to somewhere else. Always the good practices or successful cases, if we say, need some sort of the customization with the local government's capacity. I mean, who actually implement the job. Every organization has organizational culture, organizational memory, organizational capacity. We need to know their knowledge, skill, motivation, financial strength, many things to replicate or to execute something. So the customization with their capacity is very important in my sense. I don't want to take the food which I cannot digest. No? Management or model or practice for solid waste management or fecal sludge management, anything can be the same. So for the development practitioners or researcher, I always feel that who is implementer, who are the key actor, not only their knowledge, skill, or financial capacity, what is their motivation? Do they really want it? What is their motivation? So I have seen in many countries, in many cities, that in spite of this large amount of fund or technology or knowledgeable people, many things couldn't be done. On the other hand, I have seen in some cities, only mayor decided to do this. There are not many knowledgeable people, skillful people, but excellent thing happened. So we need to understand the organizational culture and at the same time a perfect blending of all the things so that it can equipped with the organization, how do we put the intervention or the practice or anything within the original traditional management practices of the local government? That is, we need to understand, and we need to equip our effort with that context, in my sense. Then maybe something can be successful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shoriful. So this is one thing, like I can share from our experience from another partner, Wisconsin. We are working with Kushtia municipality. And I have seen the thing that you have mentioned about motivation. That really works. During the last government time, I have seen that political parties was really engaged with the material recovery facility that we implemented in the Kushtia, especially during the operational. And considering the present situation, there has been a lot of challenges as well, because the motivation is missing maybe from the leadership change. So, and Bangladesh, we know that we have been going to this different type of challenges considering the current scenario. So, based on this scenario, I will request Toriqul Bhai to reflect on something that very, very interesting, and some of the audiences also think this is a relevant question, that how NGOs can better leverage the government and other stakeholders, especially private sector partnership, to leverage the collaboration for sustainability of this type of initiative that ultimately the donors and funders are doing in Bangladesh or the small towns. So how can this collaboration can be leveraged with the government coordination?
Thank you for your nice question. So I think when we plan any project, so initially the government involvement is the important and crucial. Before the planning any project, we develop a theory of sense. So during the planning of theory of sense, always we focus the sustainability of this, like any intervention and services, how it will be continue after phase out of this project. So that perspective, the LGI or local government involvement is very much important. And very beginning we are engaging their involvement for the planning to implementation and phase out as well. So you know all are aware about the duration of the project for any development donors. So the duration is very important because most of the NGOs and local government, we are always focusing on the duration, how long the project will be implemented. And that time the involvement of the LGI and local community as well as the NGOs, we are very much focusing on the major key activities and major program intervention as well. But issue is after the phase out of this project, gradually the NGO already, like you can say, handed over the services to the municipality or city authorities, and they are try to continue a certain time from their involvement, but after a period they are less their concentration or involvement to carry out the services. So this is the current situation and different. It's experience from my on behalf of NGO Forum. So here is few other organizations. They have, I think, different experiences. So considering these experiences, the NGO collaboration with the local government and private sector is very much needed to sustainability of any services. Otherwise, this service will not continue and ensure the sustainability as well. So if we involve their engagement in the inception period to implementation period, and day by day the roles or responsibilities to be handed over to the municipality or city authorities. Through this, it will be ensured the ownership by the city authority or municipal authority. So involvement, this one kind of, like you can say, the very beginning to the inception of the project, their involvement to be needed. Another is the every intervention, their involvement. in the planning, implementation, as well as the execution of these activities. Their involvement obviously needed. And for a few areas we found their city authorities, they are not much more capacitated in terms of the sanitation and waste management services. So there is needed to develop a like soft activities like capacity building and other things, and then through this initiative the involvement will be ensured, and finally the accountability. If we create the accountability by the municipal authorities to carry on these services, that could be a good and sustainable solution for any services, not only not only like you can say sanitation and waste management, it also the water services as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Toriqul bhai. Definitely some very, very good points in this round. Basically, I also think that partnership is a key, and it's not that something that is one way, it's a two-way process. Whenever NGOs are going, definitely the local government should also respect their time, because all the experts are trying to engage for solution, like giving a solution to a problem that is for everyone. So the ownership and the like two-way communication and two-way involvement is very, very crucial. At the same time, I have seen that there has been a lot of gaps in environmental social management plans. I have seen that, for example, like the conditions are not that much good, especially in terms of there has been project which has been approved, but at the end of the like feasibility study, like it has been found that it has a lot of environmental and social implication. So, Mr. Safat, what do you think about how we can better leverage the plans that we have and how to better coordinate the multi-sectoral approach so that the environmental social management plans are working on ground effectively?
Okay, thank you. Yes, it's true that there is a lack of practice in the environmental and social management plans. Specifically, if I want to address about the WASH projects and solid waste management and sanitation interventions. So here I think that a solid stakeholders engagement plan is required if you want a proper outcome from the environmental and social management plans. And it needs to be started from the planning and design phase and all throughout the implementation and monitoring phases as well. Like, we cannot consider the risk management approaches if we don't start it right from the beginning, like the planning stages of the project. So in this case, stakeholder engagement is crucial in every stages. And for that, I believe that the risk assessment process needs to be carried out with including the government counterparts and also the WASH partners as well. We see that the WASH projects generally, it is wherever it is implemented, it is actually very diversified in nature in terms of locations, in terms of interventions, and in terms of the implementation actors as well. So a consolidated consultation is required with the WASH actors and in terms of the interventions as well. The WASH project interventions, there is actually a criteria for the risk assessment of various projects. From our experience, we have seen that the interventions that we do under the WASH, specifically the fecal sludge management and solid waste management interventions, these interventions actually fall under the moderate risks zone. So there is a criteria actually, a risk assessment criteria like high risk projects, moderate risk projects, and low risk projects. So from our experience, it's the WASH projects generally fall under moderate to low risk projects. So in this case, we don't require a complete environmental impact assessment, rather than we require a environmental and social management plan. Okay. So to develop this plan, we need to enforce the stakeholder engagement in every stages. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Safat. I will go to Dr. Shoriful Islam, Shoriful Islam Mondal, and especially, definitely, this type of engagement, whether it is like an environmental plan, we definitely need to know the underlying causes. Because Toriqul Bhai was also sharing during his presentation about the challenges that we face in the urban settings. Because every day is a new challenge. Maybe the challenges that we face in Kushtia municipality will be different from Savar municipality. And considering the work that we are doing in Haragach or Parvatipur, they are also the small tier municipality. So they have much more challenges in terms of sustainability of the program. So do you think sustainability is a crucial? And if sustainability is a crucial, what are the strategies that we can think of taking sustainable solution to solid waste management?
Thank you so much. It is very, very interesting and important question, but very difficult to answer. However, I will try to say something. First of all, when we talk about the sustainability, we need to define it. What does it mean by sustainability? Of course, we find in the literature wide varieties of definition of the sustainable development. But again, as I told you before, the definition of sustainability of a particular project or activity, which is, can I change the microphone? Which is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, the things which is sustainable for me might not be sustainable for you. Connecting to your my first question, you asked me many, where are the good practices, what are the good practices, and whether those are sustainable or not. As for there, maybe a small room, you can hear my voice. So actually, sustainability প্রশ্নে যখন আসি আমরা, then we need to define the sustainability. So I found so many good practices in different cities in Bangladesh. The Rajshahi is one of the cleanest city in our country. So they have, and Dhaka to some extent cleaner, and Chittagong also, Sylhet also, but many cities are too dirty. Sorry to say this. But same organizational pattern. Each ward there are hundreds of cleaners, conservancy inspector, engineers, monitoring people, so many. So why Russia is successful or sustainable, but other city cannot? So we need to define the sustainability. Critically, we need to define. Everybody says sustainability too much, but I think that clear definition no one knows, because no one defined. So if we throw a project for a particular city, so their expectation and goals, if we can meet with a particular project, if we can achieve those objective or goal or indicators, I think on such case that is sustainable. Same goes for everyone. So if I'm very rich, I will buy something expensive. For me, that is sustainable. If I am poor, I will buy something very cheap. For me, that is also sustainable. That is not unsustainable. So whether we have defined precisely the sustainability for particular projects or not, if we haven't defined, then we shouldn't say that this project is sustainable or not. Sustainability means not only the financially viable, whether it is culturally acceptable, what does its long-term effect. Again, if the authority or project implementing entity feel that if it is financially viable, I will consider it is okay, then it is sustainable. So what I want to say that we need to define the sustainability. In my sense, I am working in the waste management and the wash in this field the last 20 years, more than 20 years, but there is, I didn't find in the literature or in the practice, there is what is called sustainable. It is, I have heard so many talks like this, thousands of lectures in many seminars in different parts of the world, but I couldn't convince myself that it is sustainable, because the sustainable which is for you may not be sustainable for me. Again, so for me, which is sustainable, I need to define. That's I told you before.
Yeah.
So so this way, how we integrate, as I told before, the original traditional management system of the government. So their motivation and their knowledge skills crucially important. As Tariq Bhai shows in his slide, that infrastructure and soft component too. And infrastructure and soft component, there is a down arrow contributing to the sustainability you have shown. This is very important. So in this way, we need to execute our project, and we should not give overdose to the local government or our project partners. Whatever they expect, if we give them, and if they can run, and we can confine our definition within that sustainability. Again, sustainability has temporal dimension. Which is sustainable for today
might not be sustainable tomorrow.
Tomorrow, my expectation change, everything change, citizen living,
Leadership change also.
Everything. So sustainability definition might change. So when this sort of thing changes, it happens in the operational logistics change, working procedure change, so on and so forth.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So definitely these are good points, and also I really respect your ideas about sharing best practices. Maybe I think our cities are so competitive among one another. Like maybe Russia is doing good, but Russia is not sharing their good practices with Chittagong. Or they're fighting for same funding from the like national level local government ministry. So that should be there, and the coordination between Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Environment, and other ministries should be there aligned as well. So definitely this is very, very crucial point that you have mentioned to ensure sustainability and best practices. I'll go with Dr. Ahasan Habib again, especially with the final question from him about, like, we have a lot of policies. There are national adaptation plan that we recently updated in 2023 to 2050. So what do you think, like, what are the policy implication in terms of ensuring this sustainability of the innovation technologies that we are implementing or development partners are implementing on ground?
Well, thank you. Maybe I'm fine. Yeah, so the adaptation, that means it's again question related to the sustainability. So like adaptation, it means like the technological adaptation, behavioral change, so many things are there. But if we think about like the today's like the service, today's support, today's technology, but we don't know what would be, it would be sustained for more next 5 or 10 years, or it could be disappear. Okay. In our country context, there are so many like the policies. Maybe we have to review some policies to address some like the technological innovation that is implemented and has very good practice, good result, that should be incorporated. Again, like there is a policy support branch in Bangladesh. So they are mainly like the reforming the policies, review the policies with the stakeholder engagement. But it's updated, and they mentioned some other case studies within their operational maintenance guidelines. So, but they mainly focused on the like the drinking water, mostly then sanitation and hygiene. But it's a very limited case studies that is like that had some impact result, and that was also like the upscaled for a long run. That means last 5 or 10 years. So that's why. There are some challenges. So already like today's speaker, he mentioned there are the many challenges. So many these challenges that should have considered for adapting or for like the taking any plan to adapt in future. So this is my thanks.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Things, regarding the policy issues. Because as we have NGO forum involved in the developing different policies, especially for water sanitation policies. Ahasan bhai rightly mentioned in Bangladesh we have the policy support branch. We have lot of policies. But from my experiences, as during the implementation any project in the Union Parishad level as well as the Upazila municipality level, we found the policy is it available in the national level, like the central level, but the local authorities, they are not much more aware and they basically don't know this policy we have in terms of the water sanitation. So this is the one kind of challenge to disseminate the policies among the implementation level for the local LGI and municipality level. So we have the policies, but basically we are the implementer. We didn't know this policy is applicable for this implementation purposes, and the strategies defined is there. So this is the challenge. I think this may be disseminated accordingly respective level who basically practitioner these policies as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's already 12:45. We'll go for question and answering session. I'll request someone to assist us from the team. Please, Mr. Rabbi. Thank you. Like the first hand from this side.
Good afternoon. I am from Sylhet City Corporation, that one of the implementers actually. From yesterday, I've been present in various actually forums and sessions. And overall, I was thinking, since yesterday I was thinking that more of government policy makers would have come and delivered their speeches. I expected one of the good practices or few of the good practices we could hear from practitioners like implementers like us. You said about Rajshahi City Corporation. I would have loved to hear from them that what they're doing. I heard about Kustia and I heard about the Mamising. I love to hear what are the impediments they are facing. So those are the key ingredients we are missing in this whole 2 days workshop. The tagline of your presentation is innovative sanitation and waste management solution in South Asian urban growth, right? So I wanted to learn the good practices of other countries and which can be replicated in our country. So those are the things I think in last 2 days experience that those were missing in this seminar. So it's my request, and for future reference, let implementers to give their points first. Policymakers, you are the experts, you evaluate, then you give a solution, because we cannot actually give every solution. However, in my very short experience as a Chief Waste Management Officer of Sylhet City Corporation, I would give 2 points basically. We require centralized policy, clear-cut policy, which will be disseminated, as Mr. Toriqul was saying, disseminated to all the stakeholders, and it has to be implemented through PPP project. Out of these two, if you can maintain this, then this Bangladesh can have some, we can expect some growth. Otherwise, just by government or just by NGO forum or just by any other NGO, things should be done for 3 months, 4 months, then it will not operate. So we need to go forward in this manner. You are the expert. So I think I request you guys to, put forward these comments or
Thank you so much.
Other forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please. Thank you for your comments, sir.
I think this is not working. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, no problem.
Okay, yeah. I have 2 questions. One is regarding innovation in technology. If we are telling innovation in technology, how the technology selections are taking place while you are putting all these best practices and everything in the place. I'm from India,
Okay.
so I have seen Davanali. In Davanali FSTP, still we are experimenting and we are learning from that. We have BORDA is a part there, and CDD also is there. So regarding sustainability to sir, I have a question. You have told sustainability has something definition and something. Do you feel that in case of sustainability, means if I feel sustainability is something that we will have to make the system long run, make the system extending till the end, do you feel that sustainability requires the community involvement, or it can be managed by the sectoral experts, or can be both required so that it can be sustainable. You told sustainability, even it can sustainable to some extent, but what will be beyond that? Shall we abolish the technology? Shall we put the technology into the dustbin? We'll have to take another technology in place and again we'll tell about the sustainability, or what is that?
Thank you so much. Let's take the question first. All the question first, then we'll answer. Okay? Okay. Let's take the question first. Please.
Hello.
Because like we don't have much time. Like if we start answering, like let's question come, because they are taking the notes. We can answer them afterwards. Please go ahead.
Everyone, I really appreciate NGO Forum's contribution in the sanitation and waste management, not only in Bangladesh. So.
কোনোটা কাজ করছে সমস্যা নেই আপনি মনে আপনি সামনে চলে আসতে পারেন if you think that's work
So that they can celebrate one particular day. They are collecting various wastes from different areas from their school. So I think can not only NGO Forum but also other NGOs bridging with the government can take this type of community building initiatives to tackle the solid waste management.
Thank you so much. Any question more? Like last set here.
Not really question now. My introduction is I'm from Swiss Contact. So about private sector engagement, you have mentioned. I wanted to say that if NGOs are working alone, like yes, there is partnerships, but it is like vendor or supplier. Not like that. It should be like the technology owner or the private sector. They should involve as partner, or they should own it as the municipality. If those two parties, because they are there for long term, not the NGOs, our projects. So this is what I wanted to mention in addition to your comment, that from the beginning, if we give the ownership to the private sector and the municipality both, then the possibility of longer term sustainability can be ensured.
Thank you so much. Two more questions, like in the phone state.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
From the panelist, one issue was raised that it has to be started from beginning, from at home. I was been there last month in Sri Lanka. I have found those family who have 5 in numbers. They are also not looking for any bypass policies or anything. They are directly going to the waste management system. Those who are provider, they are personally asking for the solution. They are adopting the technology instead of septic tank or just throwing to the water bodies. They are self-motivated. They know what they have to done for environment, for himself, for his next generation. Here only I found we have to make policies, we have to talk about the government, we have to talk about the private NGOs. Yes. Why? We are educated. Now the education percentage is so very high, but still, when SDG 6.2 is going to fail, we are talking about to achieve it by 2050, still we are looking for what policy we are doing. This is, I am really not getting into it. Lot of company, lot of NGOs, lot of learned people are here, but still we are thinking about what are the policies, what are the solutions. Solutions are there. I can tell you one simple technology. Since 1958, Jogasu has been developed in all over the world, and they're working fine. We don't have the time to HRD and all this. We don't have time to look for the R&Ds and expert and all this. Everything is established. We are lacking behind. Since 75 years, we have a lot of people, educated people, to understand what is STP. They don't know the even meaning of STP. Management solution, waste management solution, they don't know. So after 75 years, when 1950s, Japan was in the same scenarios, they find out the root cause and developed it so fast, and now they are saturated. There is no waste management issues. Why we are only talking all the time policies? Why we cannot take ourselves in the responsibilities. Our room, our family will take care of our waste. In the kitchen, whatever the waste we developed over the day, do we keep at home? No. We must ensure where it has to be put in. in the proper places. Maybe we don't segregate it the way the panelists said, the green, red.
But we can start from the zero.
But we don't store in our house. We flush.
Like we'll try to make it short.
Okay, so few questions which is related to me. So first of all, a question related to the design. So I would like to say that technology innovation, it's might be already we have the few proven technology, but issue is the operational strategy and sustainability plan. So NGO forum we can do any design of solution for the waste management and sanitation. So we do the community consultation and we did a like the inclusive assessment in terms of the gap and requirement particular that area. So considering the actual needs and requirement, which technological options to be needed for the particular area, and that we do follow for any planning and designing of any like you can say the solution for sanitation and waste management. And second, related to the behavior sense, in my presentation, I just mentioned the community engagement and behavior sense is very much needed to sustainability and operation any services. So you rightly mentioned we are doing similar intervention in terms of the you can say school-led sanitation approach in Bangladesh. So it comprises we are doing the awareness related knowledge and information to disseminate in the school level, and the guys from the school, girls and boys, they are receiving these messages and gain their knowledge, and it's disseminated among their community level. So this type of initiative we have already implemented in Bangladesh. And in terms of the awareness campaign, so you know the Bangladesh nationally, internationally declared different days. We are observing like Environmental Day. So such type of day we are conducting the massive awareness related activities we are doing. Second is third question may be related to the policy level. So you rightly mentioned the policy we have, technology we have, but we have to change our mindset. So if we are not change our mindset, so this policy and technological solution, this maybe not work as well. Because I can share an experience. When we travel to outside of Bangladesh, like different development countries, they have the already established structure. So we cannot throw the waste outside any places. But when we arrive to Bangladesh, our mindset automatically changes. So this to be needed the change in terms of the any services related to waste management. And Sylhet City Corporation, they rightly mentioned the sustainability plan to be developed for any services maybe. So I try to cover most of the question. Yep. And finally, the adaptation related. So we have shared experiences in terms of the Mymensingh City Corporation. So we are trying to find out the impacts of the climate change as well. But if we not doing the proper waste management, or we change our mindset, so if we throw the waste in the outside of the environment, so it will, I think it will be impacted the climate change and environmental as well. So I think other panelists can contribute.
Very precisely and shortly, I will try to add with Toriqul. So about the good practices sharing, Chief Waste Management Officer of the Sylhet City Corporation raised the voice. So actually, the local government should share their own, but I can share also as a consultant. I have had opportunity to work long time with Dhaka North, South, and Chittagong as a consultant, and with their Chief Waste Management Officer. So anyway, later I will communicate to you. But for the all very precisely and shortly, I want to say that they have a community solid waste management some strategy called WBA, word-based approach. Maybe it is not known to many people, but some in the internet, some publications are there, and there are more than 100 conservancy inspectors. So maybe more than half of them are quite knowledgeable and skillful on those approach, word-based approach. So in this approach, it is a governance framework, how to engage wide varieties of stakeholders in the collection phase of the solid waste. When we say collection phase, it means street sweeping, drain cleaning, market cleaning, primary collection, secondary collection, waste workers, occupational health safety, and every ward, what councillor with city corporation, conservancy inspector, how they can engage the community, clear-cut guideline and strategies are there, and it was quite successful. And however, to do this needs some money, and money was allocated within the city corporation budget, but somehow they couldn't spend all the money. Still, this budget in the name of community solid waste management budget about 50 কোটি কত মিলিয়নে 50 কোটি টাকা every year they allocate. So in the collection phase there is good practice. In the landfill phase they also overall you see it is not healthy or sound landfill site, not so sanitary, but there are also some good practices. They are introducing the semi-aerobic system to avoid methane emissions, so that carbon dioxide has lower greenhouse gas potential, so it contributes to the climate change someone mentioned. So they have excellent leachate treatment process. Maybe only the 2 landfill in Bangladesh currently are having. I have seen some other, but not functioning so well, the leachate treatment. And they have also weighbridge. They can track from which ward, how many trucks, how many trips, how many tons waste are coming, and they can track the seasonal variation, rise and fall, so they can predict in the upcoming summer fruit season, I need 100 or 200 additional trucks or trips. So there are so many good practices that I think the city corporation should have network among themselves, called urban cities network, like many countries have. So, and another point someone mentioned, the sustainability and stakeholder, it is very basic. Without stakeholder engagement, it will never happen, because an stakeholder can be the civil society, citizen, private sector, so on and so forth. So someone used a word that ownership with the private sector. I think you, the solid waste management government people, chief waste management officer, you should be owner. Private operator is your operator. You purchase the service from them, and you define the service to them. What are their contract modalities, job specification, KPIs? You decide, and you get the job done from them. And in Dhaka North, Gulshan, Bonani, Baridhara, Diocese, Mirpur, near about 50% of their area is now outsourced, private company. So if you need the contract modalities, what are the articulation terms and conditions, what are the KPIs, payment modalities, how they track, everything is easy to get. So you can get and you can customize your own privatization model by yourself. External people can do, but that will not be mainstream. External is external. You are the mother or father, everything of the waste management in your organization. So that is my concern. Otherwise, sustainability will never happen. You can hire me as a consultant for 1 month, 2 months, pay me, I will support you. And sometime I will say, Assalamu alaikum, I'm busy. So, but organizational capacity assessment, and within those capacity, whatever you can do, that is your own sustainability. And we should say thank you for your best effort, whatever you can do. You no need to achieve so many high objective actually. Someone said the young generation involvement, it is very basic. I really appreciate. The many countries introduce environmental education in schools in their childhood. We also should introduce those people we know it. When we go for shopping, we carry out environmental education from our standpoint. How? Don't give 2 polythene bags. One is enough, or we can take one from our pocket. So I am making environmental education to the shopkeeper. Same way we can say our bua, please don't mix. So because if you mix, they will also separate in the rickshaw van. So whichever social network exists, we people have to play some role. Otherwise, government alone cannot do that. Same way, the environmental education, not only for the school citizen or children or the young people, but also we have rickshaw puller, we have a vegetable shop, we have bhangari dokan, ki bole, feriwala.
Everyone should know.
Everyone should have such education. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
yes,
much.
yeah.
So we are running out of the time. I will not take much time. Thank you so much for the panelists. Because lunch, I can hear the sound. Lunch has been served already. And so let's take a group photo. If you all allow us, we can take a group photo and then break out for the lunch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much on behalf of NGO Forum for Public Health and BORDA. Thank you so much.